Sup, nerds?
Not much. What's up with you, nerd?
Tired but okay. Just gotta get all the caffeine.
Excellent.
Oh, crap.
Excellent.
Left the wrong thing up. Where's my overlay?
Are we all here? Can we all... Bauer, you,
There we go.
there?
What's up?
Awesome.
I just need to fix one of the, There we go. Okay. Accidentally had the wrong, Twitch thing up. That's better.
Alright, we all good? Seatbacks in the upright positions. Food being omnommed.
Oh yeah, food is a thing. I'll get that later.
I low-key have my going in the background, so...
That's the way to go, really.
Yeah, if I swear and suddenly turn off my mic, it's because something boiled over and I have to go deal with that.
Damn, I'm used to that being my fault.
Alright, we all good to go though? Everybody good?
I think so. Just
Yep.
get my character sheet up as a tab.
Alrighty. Let's get going then. Alright, so it's been a couple of weeks. Sorry I had to dash on you guys last week.
Is your friend okay?
You called. Yeah, everything turned out fine. Just
Okay,
needed
good.
to basically need moral support and be there in case they fainted.
Okay.
Everything turned out fine. It was just very alarming for a few moments.
Okay. As long as everyone's okay.
Yeah. Alright. But who does remember what we did like 2 weeks past?
There were a bunch of Warforged in the factory that now followed Diggeroy's orders. And we experimented with the corruption a little bit, and then we started kicking cultist ass.
Sounds about right. You had some convoluted plan to isolate them all and then interrogate them separately as well.
I don't know if I'd call it convoluted, but yeah, just interrogate them separately.
Sounds about right, yep. That's all I have in my notes from last week, so...
Yep. Just basically figuring out what to do with this entire factory, apparently.
A lot of exposition about the factory, some experimentation with the rot. You went up, you kicked some ass. You have some Warforged accompanying you. And you have one final mage who we didn't quite have time to get to last week, who is hiding in one of the other rooms.
So I think this makes Diggeroy a lord now. He, like, owns a large portion of land here. Or he is now in charge of it.
Technically, yes. There's just nothing on that land, really. Besides an abandoned keep and a bunch of creepy caves.
And a lot of servants.
I am now a person of consequence.
You were always a person of consequence to me.
A
Go for person of consequences, yeah.
Person of what?
Consequences.
Oh, yes, that too. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show you where the last guy is. He down here. Hiding in his study down there. Yeah, you have... Where I served, you have one. Where did I put all of the guys that you guys captured and didn't kill? You should have one of these guys who you didn't end up killing.
There's 3 down there with the Warforged, and then
you have one
that guy.
Kill those guys. And then there's the one guy down there who is chilling.
All right, let's go deal with him first.
All right.
Which one's Hikamer Das? Where are we at? Pulling tokens. Very large map. Oh, okay. Got it.
You guys are up there in that corner. The guy that you're trying to kill is in this room down here.
Trying to kill.
I mean, trying to kill, trying to knock out. It's a fine distinction, really.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Sure.
So have we decided what our objective is here with this guy?
I mean, we're trying to capture the cultists so we can try to find out what they were doing here, right?
Alright.
As best as possible. Though a lot of them seem to just have no idea what the fuck is going on so far, or they're idiots. Just idiots in general.
Such idiots.
Well, I mean, to
Don't
be fair...
take the special sword. I want the special sword.
God
Gank.
damn this.
I love dumb NPCs. They're so much fun.
Yeah, but I mean, I figure the only ones who are actually gonna have a chance of knowing anything are the 2 mages.
Mm-hmm. We did kind of murder one of them. Aw, poor OTP.
We kill him or did we just knock him out?
We flat out murdered the mage.
Yeah, you murdered one of them. I think
Yeah,
that was
we
the
knocked out the mage.
No. The
Overseer, whatever what was the Overseer study.
guy in the purple robe. The guy who you guys murdered like 2 sessions ago.
No,
okay.
no, we did not murder him. He attacked us first.
He murdered him.
But
It's
we
a
do
matter
have
of...
a KO'd mage in room 12, right?
For some reason, I think he's dead. But I can't
Okay.
remember.
Well, I mean, if he's dead, I propose we cut off his head to, like, show the other mage that we're about to capture, in the hopes that it will convince him not to fight.
Oh boy.
How could this possibly go wrong?
I mean, I'm just saying, if you knew that, like, everybody else that you were dealing with is dead, you're gonna be, like, less likely to fight, right?
Be like, we can
It's not
do
an
this the
unreasonable
easy
thought
way
process.
or the hard way. And just hold up the thing like Medusa.
Why don't we
Right.
just throw the head in the room and then tell him?
I mean,
That's something.
either way works. My point is, I think we need to decapitate a bitch.
All I'm going to say is you do
We
that.
have the technology.
I mean, if you guys want to decapitate him, I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead.
What you do is you have the Warforged put it on as its head.
No, let's not be barbaric here. I'm not saying that to like, do anything particularly nasty. I'm just trying to prevent more violence. This is an act of peace.
You can see, like, Christona trying to take notes in their head. Very slowly. Okay, like, a decapitation equals peace. Got it.
So we're decapitating him.
I mean, if he's already dead, it's not like he needs his head.
Alright. Do you have any particularly decapitating implements on you?
I mean, we did
My
go
big
through
ass cutlass.
there was like a room of weapons. Were any of them axes?
There probably would be at least one axe, yes.
Plus, I'm sure the Warforged themselves have some bladed weapons. I'm sure
Got a
they can take care
chainsaw
of
on you, Warforged?
Chainsaw arm.
That's actually a terrible choice for decapitation.
Yeah.
Or is it the best when you're trying to intimidate
Everyone
somebody?
does like surprisingly poorly with bones. Like shit gets caught everywhere in it. The worst.
If you're decapitating someone in front of someone else using a chainsaw has a dramatic effect,
Oh,
but
that is a power play. You want to strike fear into somebody's heart during a decapitation? Chainsaw is the way to do it.
Right?
It is unfortunately, however, a moot point, as none of the Warforged have fucking chainsaws on them.
Well, you gotta set that up for next time. Have them make a chainsaw.
Ooh.
I mean,
Invent a
What?
chainsaw and then stick it on yourself.
you guys asked them about making like designs and stuff for designs and stuff. You can definitely try and make a fucking chainsaw.
anywho,
Anywho,
we're going to use a large sword or axe to remove this guy's head because that'll be
Alright.
easier.
You can for sure find a large sword or axe in the armory that you guys already passed through, that you found stupid guards in. Who's doing it?
Who's doing the actual decapitation?
Yeah.
I assume either Power or Diggeroy.
How did I just get voluntold for this?
I have medicine if you want, like, help with accuracy.
Because, I mean, you guys are the strong ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We
this is more
know
strength-based, I'm
the
gonna have volunteer
insides
power.
of bodies. We can show.
I mean, if you're squeamish, we can get the Warforged to do it.
I was gonna say, I feel like the Warforged is probably the strongest one in the room right now.
Fair point. Tell them to take off the head.
One of the Warforged who's with you looks at you, looks at Diggeroy. This is what we've been waiting for, I suppose. Turns to the body, sighs, takes his sword out,
This is interesting.
decapitates the mage. Kind of picks his head up by the hair, holds it far away from him, and brings it towards you.
Hold it out while it drains.
When the robots are squeamish at the shit you're doing, something has gone terribly awry.
This is all in the name of peace. I don't know why you guys are freaking out so much.
Christona doesn't give a fuck. This is me. Christona knows the inside and outside of bodies at this point.
She certainly does. They certainly do. Christona use plural pronouns or regular ones?
Well, I mean, she uses at least the royal we, but she doesn't really care what people use for. She doesn't say anything about it. She, they, whatever.
I'm guessing it would probably be a little bit rude, though.
Yeah. Probably a little bit. I wouldn't care, though.
Alright. So, the Warforged lets it drain. As it's just stopping dripping, it hands you the head. You now have a severed mage head.
Okay. Who's gonna go in first?
Christina will take the head. Doesn't care.
All right, Christina, you're taking the head. What is your strategy here? Is my question.
I'm thinking we're gonna go knock on the door, present it, and say this is what happened to the last guy who didn't want to come with us.
I mean, we don't necessarily need to lead with the head. We can just ask him to come nicely.
Alright, fine.
'Cause, I mean, if you start off with the head, there's very little room to escalate.
Go fucking big or go fucking home.
I don't really want to spend the time escalating.
Anyway, knock on the door. Hi there. Would you be willing to surrender nicely and peacefully?
Likely not. Who'd be doing the asking?
Well, the guys who are gonna kill you otherwise. Tristona, would you show him the head?
Just
And unless the door is locked, open it up just enough for Tristona to be able to shove the head through.
The door is not locked.
toss.
So, are we doing this the easy way or the hard way?
I suppose we should do this the easy way. Would you all please come in here so I can surrender to you in person, like a gentleman?
Fucking insight check.
Yeah.
I'm not even rolling for that. I don't believe him.
If he does anything, I take a swipe at him.
What gave it away? Was it the way I sniggered after you guys asked for an insight check?
I don't know. He seems legit to me.
Yeah, so don't, Christona, you guys think that he seems like a proper gentleman?
We see no problems.
I'll wait outside while they do that.
Bauer, you also see no issue with this.
I will fully open the door and just step inside the doorway. Crossbow out and aimed at his face, though.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hold a attack.
The mage looks at the three of you. He's an older fellow, nice long green robes embroidered with stars on them, lovely white beard. He looks at the three of you and says, well, perfectly lovely to meet you all. Now, shouldn't we be getting on with this surrendering of yours?
Yep. Hands up where we can see them.
He raises his hands. They are clenched.
Open your hands slowly.
I don't think I'll be able to do that.
And why would that be?
Well, you see, I still have one last job to do. For Trinity, you understand.
I want to shoot him in the arm.
All right. Go for it. Roll attack. Both of you. All right. You shoot one of his arms. He screams in pain, Bauer, roll an attack as well. You hit him as well. Perfect. He looks
Let's
at
do a
you.
hold person.
He looks at you, smiles, and casts Fireball at his own feet.
Damn it, I'm a hold person.
Ooh. I gotta respect this guy.
So for those of you who are in the area, dex saves for me, please. So that's Christina, that's you two.
I'll go ahead and burn my inspiration from last session to try to re-roll that.
All right, go for it.
That did not help too much.
No, that is. All right. So Bauer, you save. Christina and Sadok do not save, so take full damage. He is going to
Down.
Same.
Bastards.
Yeah. He is going to also die from that after the pummels, after the longsword and hand crossbow.
I order the Warforged in, and then I'm going to cast Healing Word on Tristona because I can see her.
All right. So the fireball rages out. Bauer, you're still going to take half damage from that, just by the way.
Yep.
Smells like burnt mushrooms a little bit.
Actually, I forgot we leveled up. Rather than going down, absorb elements.
Nice.
So I'm only at half.
Fuck, I have absorbed elements. Shit.
Huh. All right, good stuff. But yeah, fireball kills him, basically torches the room that he's in. You are all at 3rd level, yes.
Okay.
So the lovely desk and papers at it are now cinders. And his body is slowly burning too.
Is there anything in the desk that can be saved? Or did he scorch all of it?
It's pretty scorched, but make an investigation or perception check.
Okay. Take a quick prayer for guidance. That apparently did not go off with the
Did not
guidance.
apply.
So 15 for me.
Well, I'm gonna have the worst luck tonight.
I'm gonna roll that again just to see if guidance works. Ignore this roll.
Yeah,
There it goes.
that one's working. That desk sure is charred. You find a couple letters at the bottom signed that are signed at the bottom from T, but most of their contents are too badly burned for you to make any sense of them.
Well, so much for finding out what the cult was up to, I guess. Maybe we can try interrogating the others, but none of them seem to really know what's going on.
I was just gonna sigh a little bit and put some mushrooms on that corpse.
What are the mushrooms for? In character.
Sorry, what was that?
Life from death.
Well, in that case. I think we're done here. I suggest we just go ahead and mushroomify the rest of the cultists and get out of here.
Well, there's still a few living ones. We can ask them some questions.
Sure, sure.
Let's just head that way then.
Maybe. Oh, shit. Before I forget. Y'all asked for a common knowledge timeline last session. I'm gonna post that in Discord.
Cool.
For you to enjoy at your leisure. I've done my best to. There's a lot of stuff in it. I've done my best to add the important stuff to the outline. But yeah, common knowledge, history of the world. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Cool, thanks.
No problem. So you have one cultisty guy and one group of guards who are under guard. Cultist guy should probably be in this room over here in locks. Wait, wrong cultist. That guy should be in that room in locks. This guy will probably be in this room. It also locks and is away from the other ones. Alright. Which group do you want to interrogate first?
Closer one.
That's the spirit. Are you just gonna walk in and menace him?
So, which one is this? Room 20?
16.
I thought that was the other mage.
He is a low-level cultist. A couple of clerical spells, but
Okay.
nothing special.
Well, anybody want to take lead? / anybody particularly good at this?
Kristona just blinks at him.
You seem like the
You could be pretty good at it.
type, Diggeroy. I'm assuming you've done this sort of thing before?
Once or twice. So this is he's a cultist, right?
Correct, yes.
Alright. So I'll bring a stool or something in for me to sit on.
Okay.
And I'll set it down when I get in.
Yep.
And I'll tell him that we'd rather not kill him. But he's going to have to make it worth our while. Lucky for him, what we want is something he definitely has. Which is what the cult was doing here. We just want to know.
Are you trying to intimidate him or anything, or?
Not yet.
You're giving him a dirty look while still smoldering. Oh, while still smoldering from the fire. Okay. That makes much more sense than what I had in my head.
I may have misspelled it.
I was very confused. I thought you were trying to both dirty look and smolder at him at the same time.
Gotta do the
Giving him a
smolder.
very smoldering, sultry look.
It just smells like burnt flesh and burnt mushrooms.
To be fair, I bet Bauer has a wicked smolder.
Just can't see it through the helmet.
Probably not. Anyways, cultist. He looks at you, Diggeroy. What makes you think I have any clue what's going on here? I'm a grunt. They have me here just so I can, push around stuff for the tinkerers over there. And maybe, I don't know, maybe heal some boo-boos. What makes you think I know anything about what's going on here? Digger, you're not sure he's, you're pretty sure he's telling the truth. Sadok and Bauer, you're both pretty sure he's full of shit. Actually, scratch that. All of you know he's full of shit. He rolled a 2.
I kind of shake my head sadly. Well, that's a real shame. I was going to let you leave alive.
Oh, wait. I was just a grunt, but they were trying to fix up old Warforged here. Those robot things that come from underground. Like the ones that you guys had that killed some of my buddies.
They only had the one?
They were trying to get more. Trying to fix up any that they could find from downstairs. Any that they could get their hands on. Trying to make more too.
Why?
Who wouldn't want a mechanized army?
Granted, but surely they had a specific plan in mind.
Something about war. And everybody knows Warforged are perfect soldiers. Can't be tricked. Don't get tired. Don't feel pain.
Wanna incite his answer as to why, as to whether or not he knows if there was anything more specific, or if that's really all he knows.
These are all kind of his this is what he's been told. He believes it.
All right.
And you weren't involved in any of this fixing or anything?
Not really. I just kind of I was just here to make sure they were comfortable, make sure that that nobody died from a mishap.
Why'd you start working for him?
Oh, you know how it is. You're looking for a job. Anything will do. And they made promises. Promises about freedom. Kept saying they were gonna make sure that we all had the freedom to do as we wanted. To do as everybody should do. Just go back to the way nature intended things to be. Perfect freedom.
I guess don't have to around that. As nature intended includes unnatural soldiers.
He shrugs. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty. Besides, I assume that they needed them to fight.
Who exactly were they going to fight against? Or is that just a general preparation for conflict to come?
Don't know. Probably everybody.
Ah, the friendly type.
It's all anarchy. Oh, I've found a bunch of anarchists. Are there any, like, A's drawn on the walls in this place?
There are no A's in circles drawn on the wall here, no.
So one of the other cultists mentioned something about the Trinity. Which Trinity would that be?
I don't know. They kind of call themselves Trinity, but no one will explain to us what it means. They keep just saying, oh, well, we'll explain it when you're ready, yada, da, da, da. It's very annoying. You know, I'm 21 years old. I am fully equipped and ready to know whatever it is that this Trinity means. I'm a goddamn adult.
Does he really not know anything?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. You see nothing to indicate that he's not telling you the truth.
Well, I mean, do you at
How
least know
far
where
along?
the do you
Go
at least
ahead.
know where the cult is from? You know, where they started?
Everywhere it kind of sounds like. I met, well, my two buddies in the other room. They're from Helgidomer, so from across the ocean. There's some other guy here who's, well, he died a couple days ago, but he's from the far north. One guy from the Warrian who keeps complaining about that lich they have over there. People from all over.
What about the higher ups, the leaders? Do you know where any of them are from?
Couldn't tell you. We had a guy come through. Oh, a guy come through a couple of weeks ago who had an accent from Helgidomer, but he's not around here anymore.
Okay. Digroid, did you have something else you wanted to ask?
Does he know how far along they were with the repairs?
Big shrug. I'm not an artificer.
Where did they do that work?
That room right over there. When you killed my buddy's head.
Could have been a different room.
Man, he will just not let that go.
You did kill my two best friends in the world. I do hate you. You're just also very scary.
Thank you.
Why, thank you. Okay.
And you have those Warforged who are possibly even scarier.
They are pretty impressive. Well, aside from telling us where to shove it in, is there anything else you'd like us to know?
Aside from which, sorry?
Telling us where to shove it in.
Shove what?
Nah.
Well, this was a pleasantly civilized conversation.
I agree. Are you gonna kill me?
I mean, we
No.
didn't really learn anything.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Is this one of those things where you won't kill me, but somebody else you have with me will?
Probably. Unless you want to switch sides.
What would that entail?
Well, unfortunately for the time being, but until you stay in here, until we find a way to know that we can trust you.
I'm fine with that.
Is there
This
really
island is
any
creepy
way
as
that
fuck.
we'll ever trust a cultist? I don't know about you, but I don't think I can.
He
It sounds
did
like an
lie
employee
at
of the cult.
first. Just badly.
I say we take a vote. I vote to kill him. I mean, unless he can come up with any other scrap of information that might be useful.
He is listening to this increasingly alarmed.
It is survival of the fittest if all are free.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, once a cultist, always a cultist.
I've known too many former cultists to buy that. I said we lock him up for the time being.
This is your place now, Diggeroy.
Bauer, any thoughts? Is that a shakes your head, no, you have no thoughts, or a shakes your head, no, we shouldn't kill him?
It's the correct shake's head. As in, no idea.
So I mean, we're what, 2-1 with one abstaining?
I'm not sure which side Cristona came down on.
Well, Diggeroy was saying let him stay in here, and since he does own this place, it's not like they can say much about it.
Looks like it's your lucky day.
Oh, you're not. Oh, thank you. Is there anything that I should be doing here for you? You're
I'm gonna make some arrangements to give you something to do all day.
excellent. Thank you. What should I call you? What should I call all of you?
I'm Captain Diggeroy.
Thank you, Captain.
Then I'll leave the tiny room. And lock him in.
All right.
Okay, there's still 2 Warforged with us, right?
Correct. They're right
All
behind
right.
you.
Can they communicate quickly with Monarch, or does one of them have to go find Monarch?
They can give him short bursts of quick communication.
Alright, I have a complex thing that I need to talk to him about, so if he could come up here, that would be great. And then I'll tell the other 2 Warforged to finish securing the keep. Make sure there's nobody else up here.
Okay.
Because Don's just observing how the Warforged actually send the messages, seeing if it's like a hive mind too.
There's no exterior indication that the message is sent. But the Warforged who cut the head off nods, says, Monarch will be up shortly. The others will continue to secure the keep.
Excellent. Good work.
He nods.
Perhaps our initial employer may be able to learn more than we have with the small information gathered.
Probably even, but I don't know how much I want to tell him.
I mean, might not want to tell him too much about the Warforged, but I don't see any reason
We
we can't tell him,
meant
hey, we found
the
a cult.
That's a good point. Let's see if they left any books behind.
Possibly all burned.
Yeah, if the cult left any books behind.
Okay. You looking
At
anywhere?
the very least, I want to know how they're recruiting, because they're not recruiting, hey, come join our cult. We're not going to tell you about it. Doesn't work.
You know, they were just giving out free meals.
Something. We have cookies does work.
Sounds mostly like they were.
That was literally
hiring
last
people.
campaign.
Hey man, when there's a shit ton of hungry refugees around, we have cookies as a pretty good argument to them.
They get scurvy, but it's fine.
Let me rephrase that. We have magically, nutritionally balanced meals.
There you go.
Join the dark side. Okay. So, books that the cultists left behind, eh?
Indeed.
Let me, one sec. Alright, make me an investigation check. Well, damn. Alright. Everybody but Dickeroy, who actually asked for it.
He is the captain.
Well,
I
Captain.
delegated.
Of course. Of course. Keep telling yourself that. Alright. So, for books that you find within the, you find a bunch more of the same books about artificery and constructs, and historical accounts of the use of Warforged. You find a couple of fiction books actually. Seems like somebody brought their fiction collection to pass the time. A couple of shitty romance stories. You find several copies of the journals of Pyotr Forskal, who is a major. Well, he comes up. He comes up many times in the common knowledge timeline, but he's a major explorer around these parts. And in one of the dormitories, you find a copy of a book called Excerpts from Earth Dream's Manifesto: The Reason for the Betrayer's War, which is exactly what it sounds like. Apparently, there was a manifesto written by Earth Dream.
It looks like it requires further study.
Probably. Other than that, no books to be found, however.
How long until our ride gets here?
About a day. So you've got a day to spend however you wish on this island.
So I'll probably just spend some more time in the church, fixing it up a little bit more. We didn't do a whole lot the last time we were going through there. Just took down some of the cultist shit. Should probably talk to the rest of the guards at some point. Somebody should. I'm not gonna bother.
I'll talk to him.
My vote's still to kill them all, but
Kristona might check out like the rest of the outside area and see what all might be going on resource-wise on this island. And possibly try to go back down and check on that rot.
All right. Igoroi, question. Do the Warforged, are they given orders to obey the rest of the party?
Yes, so long as the party doesn't ask them to disobey any order I've already given them.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Sadok is checking out the church. Christona is heading and just wandering around outside looking for any resources or anything interesting. Diggeroy is giving instructions, and anything else?
I'll talk to the other prisoners.
All right. And Bauer is looking for any other cool things. All right.
Yes.
Alrighty. So let's do Bauer first, real quick. Bauer, roll
Yes.
me a trio of perception or investigation check. Good enough. All right. So while you head around both the bottom, both the tunnels underneath the castle and above ground, when you go and check out the docks, you hear a loud announcement as you move very close to a ceramic pot, and you find an arrival pot. When you go rummaging through the desk of the guy in the purple robes who you guys killed, you find a magical goblet, an energetic goblet, lying on top of it, as well as a judge coin. You also find 30 gold worth of assorted coins about.
Oh, I feel like that judge coin is gonna make things very interesting in the future.
Only if both of you it is explicitly only if both of you agree to it. Can't just flip a coin in the middle of a combat and kill whoever you're fighting.
That would have made the whole thing with Roy very, very interesting.
Probably, yes. Too bad you guys went the opposite way of where it was when you first got here.
Actually, that's probably for the best. We negged on that agreement anyway.
A little bit. All right. But that is all the cool shit you find, Bauer.
Sweet.
Let's do Diggeroy. Diggeroy, you go and are you talking to the guards or to the remaining cultisty person who's locked up in 20?
Let's start with the remaining cultisty person.
All right. How are you leading off on him?
Really roughly the same. I want him to tell me everything he can on the promise that his life will be spared if he has enough useful information.
So, I handle receiving goods from incoming ships, right? That's part of my job. And I spend a lot of time talking with the sailors, so I do know where they're all coming from. They're not officially listed anywhere, but I do know. But I need you to promise me that you're not going to kill me if I tell you where they're all coming from. He seems earnest enough.
That's a bit difficult. Because if you just tell me they come from everywhere, that's not useful information.
No. There are specific places that I know they're coming from. That where all the stuff's coming from. There are places I know that the guys who are shipping stuff to me have been as well. Where they're also shipping stuff to, or where they're going to look for things. But you have to promise not to kill me.
Well, if I
And
don't,
not to do. And you, no offense, but you look piratey. So you can't, like, maroon me on an island in the ocean or something, or put me in a situation where I am very likely to die, but not kill me yourself.
you're taking all the fun out of this.
I just don't want to die. Please don't
I
kill
can
me.
appreciate that. Even if I don't kill you, then what am I supposed to do with you?
I don't know. Set me free?
I'm sorry, say again?
Set me free? Keep me as a prisoner until the end of my days? I like living. It's one of my favorite things to do. Please don't stop it.
And you took in the shipping. Are you a trained longshoreman?
I was, yeah, at one point.
Why'd you join the cult then?
I got caught up in the trade war between Regilium and Enron. My ship got sunk. Privateer. We were carrying wood and stone to Enron. And someone in Regilium took exception to that, I guess. Cult, they said we'd tear that down. Stop stupid, pointless wars like that. Tear down the governments that were causing them. That's something I can get behind.
Interesting. If I let you live, I can't let you leave.
That's okay.
And I'll probably put you to work if you want to eat.
That is also okay. Just please don't kill me.
All right, you got a deal.
Thank you, sir. So I know all of the supply shipments for here, and I know this is going to sound crazy because I know it's supposed to be abandoned and everything, but I know all the supply shipments for here are coming from a place called Scala, which is just just next to Regilium. Do you want me to put you guys on the map?
Please.
Okay. So Scalum is this place. Whoops. Yeah, this place. It's right next to Regilium. It used to be a colony of theirs. I feel like I've told this story a couple times. It used to be a colony of theirs until it basically got destroyed. Officially, no one lives there anymore.
Kind of like this place.
But
Sending a lot of supplies from there?
a lot. That's where most of the stuff we get here is from.
How often does it come in?
Every few weeks.
How many ships? Or one ship?
2 or 3 at a time, depending on what requests we send them.
How big ships? What kind of ships?
David does not know the proper terminology for it, but mid-sized.
Okay. So pretty standard freighters.
Yeah.
Not warships.
Sometimes they'll
Would the
have
next one be expected?
He looks up. He kind of looks at the ceiling, calculating for a second. Week and a half, 2 weeks.
But the last one came recently.
Mm-hmm. About a week ago. The overseer was running out of fresh bread. He rolls his eyes.
So you don't bake it here?
Sorry?
You don't bake it here?
We baked some of it, but we were running out of flour, too.
I love that Skellum to me is now just a giant bakery. It's like a Wonder Bread factory. That's definitely not what it's like. But you are free to picture it however you wish. Just smells
Well, I
really
was
damn
about to
good.
suggest we drop everything and go there, but if it's not like that,
A couple other places too. So they're talking about the sailors. They were talking about some of the places and they were complaining, as you know, as sailors do. You know, he gestures at you.
Uh-huh.
Sailors are saying they got sent south to do supply runs to guys who are exploring in Bukhari, which is that little desert island to the south. And they got sent east as well. Different group of sailors got sent east to an island out in the wild places. Couldn't tell me too much about where it was. Their navigator wouldn't talk, but I know that Trinity is doing something out there.
All right. If that all checks out, this is pretty good information.
It'll check out. I promise. My life literally depends on it. So There is no point to me lying to you, sir.
You'd be surprised what people do when they're desperate. Or maybe you wouldn't.
I've been pretty desperate, sir. Should you look like a captain-y man? Should I call you Captain?
Sure.
Sure. All right. I guess I'm gonna wait for my work orders, Captain.
Yep. They'll come from a Warforged.
He looks less than thrilled, but not.
And of course, they'll be monitoring you, and if you do anything suspicious, we'll probably kill you when we get back.
Right. Of course.
Okay. I'll leave him.
Alrighty.
Make notes of what he told me.
Alright. You are free to draw on the map if that helps you remember. As I know you've already started to, somebody's already started to do.
And that's what you said was far to the east?
Uh-huh. So that will actually be off the eastern edge of this map. All right. We're going to jump over to Sadok real quick. Sadok, you're in the church, yeah?
Yep.
Are you looking for anything in particular there?
Not really. Just cleaning the place up. If there's any damage or even just dirt. Taking down anything that the cult has placed up there. So I mean, like, if I find anything from the cult, awesome. But I'm not like investigating specifically.
There's a few banners with the cult's insignia on them.
Yeah, just
that
in
are
the trash.
okay. They were hanging over the statues of Atula and Gamir. And there is, in fact, a little bit of graffiti on the face of Tyr. Mostly a very poorly drawn mustache and goatee.
Well, go ahead and clean that off.
All right. Other than that, it's a bit dusty. Someone's clearly left the front door open, so there's some grassy detritus that's managed to blow its way in here. So you can go ahead and clean it up.
Yep.
In the end, you are left with a clean, quiet, multi-faith church.
Cool. Yep. And then just spend some time praying.
Okay. As you pray, you feel acknowledgement and satisfaction.
Cool.
All right. So, Christona, you're heading around and exploring the upper levels? The upper level?
Yeah, the island area itself. Outside.
Alrighty. Out here, there's still that stable with the guard rigs that you guys left behind the first time you were here. There's still the barracks with the dead bodies in it. There's still what looks like the remnants of a rock slide on the eastern side of the keep. But you can head up, you can look around, you can climb the towers and the walls. There are ballista and catapults on each major tower that appear to be in working condition. Are you looking for anything natural in nature in particular, or?
Just trying to see what all resources they had up here and any other sort of... They had that one hidden entrance somewhere, if they had anything else hidden. They're sailors and pirates, maybe there's buried treasure or something like that, or...
Make an investigation check. So you don't find any buried treasure or anything. Well,
Let's find a really neat shell and just starts fumbling with it as she goes along.
Yeah, not the traditional sense. You do find a really neat shell, sure. You also happen to notice, as you're picking up the shell, underneath, so the whole island is kind of covered in this layer of like rocky gravel and rock. Rocky gravel and rock. Rocky gravel and solid rock. But if you look underneath the gravel, and especially around where the rock slide happened on the eastern side, there's actually fertile soil under it.
Huh.
Make some effort to clear it out so it can actually be used again.
Yeah. Like, why in the world were they importing everything? They had everything they needed right here.
Man. And then you wanted to go downstairs and check out rock, yes?
Yeah. See how they're doing with that. If there'd been any difference since their tests before.
Not much of a difference yet. One of the Juggernaut Warforged has found a very big jug of some very foul-smelling liquid and is pouring it down onto the rock.
Just watching that really intently.
After a little while, he empties the entire thing. He calls one of the other Warforged over. He calls Monarch over. And Monarch casts a firebolt and lights it all aflame. He's pouring an accelerant.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character. So they're slowly burning out the rock from where it's gotten.
That's good. I was kind of not at Monarch and the group doing that. Work is good. Thank you.
Work is good. Thank you.
Figured it's far enough down that Flameblade probably wouldn't reach that, or otherwise she'd probably help.
You can go ahead and do it anyways.
Just take a flame blade and start like whacking it.
Go for it. Why not? You help them burn out some of the rock. All right. So that is about it for the day, I believe.
I'd also talk to the mercenary guys. I'm roughly going to ask them the same questions.
Right.
And the same deal.
They're not going to tell you anything that you don't already know, but they will beg you to let them.
Well, why should I do that?
We can be useful. We're mercenaries. We are willing. We will work for you. To guard this place while you, I assume, leave. We'll do it for free.
I mean, at some point I'm going to leave.
Yeah, we'll guard it while you're gone for free, even.
I just really want the bread.
Yeah, I'll probably do pretty much the same thing. First things first, I have to make the place inhabitable.
All right. They are absolutely okay with that.
And Monarch has an order that if he thinks they're betraying him, just kill him. Or do what you gotta do.
You cut out, but I assume it's if he thinks they're suspicious.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So, the day passes as you all explore and do your jobs. And night falls. Where do you guys sleep? Kind of my question.
Why do you think the first order of business was making this place inhabitable?
Fair enough. Fair enough. They clean the corpses and the blood out of one of the rooms for you guys to share for the night, at least.
Kristona would sleep in one of the rooms with a corpse in it and just have it grow mushrooms.
All right. So Bauer, you set up the pot by the door to act as an alarm. The rest of you sleep peacefully. Bothered only once, as somebody doesn't realize that Bauer set the pot as an alarm and inadvertently triggers it in the middle of the night by accident. But you wake the following day, rested, and ready to go. The captain should be coming by around noon or so, if all goes well. You should see Captain Gage soon.
So what do we tell employer? And what do we not?
We want to tell them more or less everything about the cult without bringing up the Warforged. So the cult, where they were, what they were doing, what they were trying to do, even. But nothing the cult wasn't aware of.
What did he already tell us that he knew about this place?
Basically nothing. He knew that Digoroy's key would open the door, and that it was important that you guys go here.
How did he know that the key would open that door?
He's a master divination.
And so we will have to tell them at least something of what's on the other side of the door.
The rot.
Yeah. Definitely want to tell them about that. I can't bring any back because there's no way to contain it.
Will he wish to see it himself? If we cannot bring it, others will want to come to it.
You have a point. We'll deal with that if he wants to come.
We understand. We wonder if the third eye seer already knows.
It's possible.
Also, she's just gonna take that paperweight that was found to fumble with when they get to the office, so she doesn't touch any of his stuff.
All right, cool. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about before Captain Gage shows back up.
What happens when the next shipment comes?
The cult figures out what's going on, unless we can come back and find a way to sink them. How long will it take to sail back to the other city?
Week and a half-ish.
I'll ask, can the Warforged destroy incoming ships? Do they have that capacity yet?
There were ballista, but
Yeah, but they're not. There's kind of a mountain in the way of them shooting down ships that are coming into the back. Monarch can do one ship. Like, just straight up sink it. Before they have enough time to get out of range. He can't do 2 or 3, though.
hire ones known by Captain Gage. They must sail these routes too.
Hire ones known by who?
Like if Captain Gage knows any like mercenary ships that can basically keep an eye on the island, or if they pass through around the same time, they can intercept basically. Knowing about at least about the time frame.
You can definitely ask him to chat about setting something like that up, yeah.
If we're hiring mercenaries, though, what are we going to pay them with?
Ship will have many supplies, probably. Payment in merchandise, things, food.
Well, it's not exactly mercenaries at that point. But it's an option.
Given that there was just a bunch of mercenaries talking about working for free for their lives, just kind of got that sense.
Well, yeah, but we had the ability to just sort of kill them.
Oh.
But we could let some pirates know that there's people operating out of that one island.
That is also an option, yes.
Because I know people who can do that.
You do. You sure do. Alright. So you want to talk to Captain Gage and see if you can get any pirate friends to come in and intercept?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright. So, you stick around a couple hours. Before you leave, Monarch comes out to Diggeroy, hands you a monitoring crystal, as promised. It will turn red when there is trouble here. Currently, it is green for good. It will become progressively more red as things get worse.
Understood.
Good. Now, we will secure the keep as best we can in your absence. We will do our best to not allow any ships to escape if they attempt to dock here.
Right.
Farewell, Overseer, and farewell, companions.
Stay safe from rot.
Monarch nods, adjusts his single lens, and proceeds back into the keep. Sorry. But the swashbuckling parrot has pulled up shore, right where it left you. You can hear Captain Gage bellowing, "Oi! You all out there? To come down? We're heavy with treasure and we want to get back."
Right. Well, we found a few things.
Sorry?
It's time to get back.
Sorry, I cut off.
I heard we found a few things and that's it.
We're heavy with treasure and we want to get back, is what Gage yelled at you guys.
With this plan, let's go.
Alright. Y'all come down the mountain towards him. He looks out at you guys. Ah, there you are. Good. Let's, you find what you were looking for?
Think so.
Good. Good. Good to hear. Let's get on the road. There's, plenty of treasure, and I expect that your professor will be eager to know how things went.
Probably. Load up the we had like a couple of books and stuff that we're taking, so I'll load those up.
Alright, no problem. Ship's heavy enough. Won't be a problem if you bring some books.
Mm-hmm.
Load up your books. And Captain Gage, you all set sail. Just after you've cleared the waters of the Visharad, Gage comes over to the four of you. What did you find down there? It's kind of vague and unclear.
Some ruins. A dangerous rot that's seeping up from the Underdark. And there was a cult hanging out on the island.
Oh. All right. Anything we should be worried about?
Probably not on this trip. But they're probably going to be upset when the rest of them find out what we did.
Upset how? The murderous kind of upset? The we're gonna send you an angry letter kind of upset?
Probably closer to the former.
Oh, good. Well, I guess the best option is to make sure that you don't get found out then. Do you hide the bodies?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Anyone coming to check on them anytime soon?
Couple of weeks, we think.
We might not have time to get to Aventine and back.
Measures were taken.
All right. Alrighty. I'm just gonna trust you on that.
Thank you. But yes, speed is a factor. Time is a factor.
And Diggeroy did not leave a sternly written letter for them to know it was us.
I would sure hope he didn't. Leroy hasn't been with the crew for too long, but I'm pretty sure that a sternly written letter isn't quite your style. So.
I don't know. I may try it sometime.
Paper can be sharp.
True, but I've never had a paper cut me as good as a blade has.
Not enough paper.
If you say so. Let's open the sails then if we need to get there fast. Grab 'em up. Let's open her up. Let's see if we can't set ourselves a record in getting home. We have important news to bring. They open the sails fully. You guys speed on your way away from the fortress. Anything you guys want to do while you're riding? Riding. Voyaging? Sailing?
Sailing. Not really.
Yeah, I don't know why I used those other words to describe it, but
Christina probably will just, like, maybe try to climb some ringing or, like, sit in the crow's nest for a while and just look out at everything.
alright. Gage lets you do as you please whenever he's not having you do some work on the ship. So, go ahead. But you guys proceed back to Aventine without incident. So Welcome to the city. We have an actual map for it now.
So well organized.
They do their best. They do their best. Alrighty. So, Gage comes into the docks with you all. He has a brief chat with the harbor master, is given a berth, and sets the ship in it. As the crew is tying off on the dock, Gage turns to the four of you and says, "Go on, get. You've got some gold to get, unless I'm mistaken, and some bad news to deliver. So get. Go talk to Go talk to your crazy professor."
Get
Get going.
going. Oh, going. And just starts taking off after Diggory.
Deboard. Is that the technical term?
Yep.
All right. So, welcome to Aventine. Aventine is, as you step off the docks and proceed into the city, you feel the familiar cobbles of the Aventine docks beneath your feet. You head through the docks district, past Scratch Badge House. Disembark seems better. Spotting through the hordes of gnomes, the occasional human or dwarf that you already know, and the occasional cleaning golem as well, sweeping up the streets and picking up litter. You also spot a couple of new creations. It looks like they've got a trial run of some that are cleaning roofs now, or gutters. As you walk, you see a couple of gnomes squealing as one of them malfunctions and falls off a roof. They then begin to loudly argue over whose fault it is that the golem broke.
Press have to pay respects.
Something like that. But you proceed through the docks, out onto Fluke Whistle Way, and onto the university campus, into the main admin building, which is where you guys met the professor last time. Professor Tinksprocket. As you're about to knock, calls, "Come in!"
Head on in.
Heads in, she's already fidgeting with the paperweight.
His office is much the same as you remember it. A lot of delicate instruments, some books, and a very large desk behind which Professor Tinksprocket sits, staring at you all. "So, was I right? Did you find something interesting?"
Yes, we did.
Do tell, do tell.
We found some ruins beneath the fortress, but the interesting thing was the corruption seeping up from the Underdark.
Oh. Hadn't seen that. What kind of corruption?
I'll look to Cristona.
Rot that is made of many diseases, many poisons, eats through everything, gets angry somehow, has corrupted much of the below world.
Huh. That doesn't sound good. Haven't heard of that. We'll have to. Hmm. I'll consult the local druids. See if they've heard about anything similar. He scribbles down notes about what you've told him about the rot. I guess that's why it told me to send you there. What? Hmm.
We would like to learn from local druids also.
Hmm. I can probably arrange an introduction. Um, Probably. What about the rest of you? What did you find in that place? Leroy, that key that you're holding, what does it do? Opens the gate, I know, but
It did. And beneath were some older structures that were dug into the rock.
open those too?
It was just the one gate.
Hmm. What were they for?
Hard to say. I'd never seen anything like it before.
Interesting. That's where you found this rot, I assume?
Yeah,
Interesting. Pre-cataclysm, do you know?
I suppose.
I don't know. Any people there? Heard there might be a cult hiding away on that island.
There was. They had set up shop a little while ago.
Hmm. Any idea what they were there for?
They were using it as a facility to work on constructs.
Interesting. What kind? He narrows eyes and furrows his brow.
I kind of shrug. You're asking the wrong guy for those kind of details. We brought some books that they had, though.
Please, by all means, show me them.
Pull out some of the books.
All right. Hmm. Hmm. Here. Constructs. We haven't built those in quite some time. Would explain why they're not doing it here. U of A is famous for their artificery. Interesting. This bears looking into. Why set up shop there, though? Some random island with a locked door. Do you ever figure out how?
Oh, they never got in past the door.
Oh,
I think they probably picked it because it's a random island. No one ever goes there.
I suppose.
Had keep for safety already.
Yeah, that was a little more recent vintage, but had roofs and everything.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Is there anything else you wish to tell me about these cults?
Well, we found evidence that they had operations in a few other places, and I named the other islands. And they seem to have a general broad plan of overthrowing all the governments.
Huh.
Talk
Anarchist.
of Trinity. Do you know this term?
Oh, Trinity. Could be any number of things. After all, I mean, the law of threes exists.
Could not get much information. Cultists are stubborn.
They often
Some of the
are.
local groups didn't even know which Trinity they were working for.
Unfortunate. Anarchists often are stubborn, but if what you say is true, it's probably worth Aventine, or at least the university, looking into. With your permission, unless you'd wish to handle this yourselves, I'll take it to the Chancellor. If you'd like to handle it yourselves, then by all means, I'll continue to support you through that. But if you have other things in your lives you'd like to pursue,
No, it's an interesting enough place that I'd be happy to go back.
excellent.
Save you the trouble of finding a new crew.
Oh, this is Aventine. There's always a new crew of adventurers looking to earn their keep. But I appreciate this. You've shown yourselves trustworthy. At least a little bit. Now, oh, before I forget, how did I gave your crew the location of a very bountiful ship. How did their attack go?
They were riding low on the water on the way back.
He grins. Excellent, excellent. But for you all, I believe I promised you to the tune of 200 gold pieces each. He pulls out a quad of little sacks of gold pieces and sets one on the table for each of you. I wouldn't want you to think I was cheating you or anything.
Never would have thought of that.
Pick it up and start hopping it between hands, between that and the paperweight, just back and forth.
Alrighty. Now, I should tell you, I've taken the liberty of setting up a post box for the four of you. It'll remain yours after you leave my employ, no problem, no questions asked. But if you go down to the post office, which is to any post office in the city, which is any of those big red buildings They look like towers. They've got what look like little decorative moats about them. Give them your names and ask for any mail. They'll provide it for you.
Why do we need more males? It's like, look around at the rest of the group.
In case somebody wants to send you a message. It's a simpler way than hoping and praying that one runs into you.
We do not wish to be run into.
Good. Then just tell people to send you a letter.
She's looking just distinctively more confused.
It's a moat with a permanent bridge over it.
So it's a shitty moat, but still a moat.
Shitty moat.
Yeah. This case is synonymous with decorative.
I mean, it kind of sort of works. Everyone has to go over the bridge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
The moat. Assuming it's wide enough to actually stop people from jumping across. So.
Probably. Stop most people from jumping across.
I mean, it's still going to slow you down, even if you do have to jump across.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. What was I saying?
So we have a way to get messages.
Right, post offices. Post office out of character. Post offices exist. If you want anybody to be able to send you messages, tell them to send you a fucking letter.
Yeah, at this point, Christona thinks that either you get someone gives you a letter or a man runs into you.
Yeah, I can see how she might be very confused about this, but
You did say you send a mail.
send a letter. Alrighty. If you would, I should also mention to you, if you're looking for a bit of extra gold or extra experience or anything of the sort, the university maintains a job board here for anyone like yourselves willing to take on dangerous jobs, as does the city itself at City Hall, which is just southeast of here. I'm told that the scratch badges, the oil hearts, and the bellow bosses, the heads of the guilds around here, in their own boards, but I've never seen them. If you're looking for work, There's no shortage. Beyond that, I'm not sure what I can offer you besides a bed in the city and my thanks. And I suppose an introduction to the local druids if you're truly looking for it.
Give a nod at that. Any information to exchange?
Which kind of druid? We've got goals about. There's the urban druids, who have a couple of circles within the city. There's a coastal circle along the southern shore. There's a plain circle out hiding amongst the farms somewhere. There's a forest circle in the jungle, just northeast, beyond the wall.
Forest. But any that may know of rot would be good.
The urban druids would be the most likely to know of rot, I think. There's certainly enough of it in the city. Go down to the Warrens. To the Warren. There's a few streets north of the Southern Guard barracks. There's an alley in it. It's filled with trash. It's graffitied everywhere. But as opposed to the normal, rather crude graffiti of the Warren, it's primarily nature. Flowers, animals, and people, too. Look there.
That can be found, but what is graffiti?
A look of realization dawns on his face. Drawings on the walls. You know what a wall is, yes?
Yes.
Brilliant. There are walls all throughout the Warren. Take a look there. And if you're interested, there are underground tunnels all throughout the university, but there's also supposed to be some in the Warren as well. Nobody's really explored them. People tend not to disturb them. But if you're interested, they are there.
Wait, what did he say was there?
Tunnels.
Ah,
There's a whole tunnel network under that section of the city.
yes, we understand tunnels. We can look.
Excellent. Excellent. Is there anything else I can do for you all?
Like to dig a Roy? Did he already talk to like his buddies about that?
No, I haven't done that yet. But I'll probably ask the professor. May need to arrange passage back to the island if we're going to continue our investigation there.
Are you leaving your crew? Yeah, I was under the impression you'd taken ship with Captain Gage. Will you be leaving them?
Captain Gage was just passage. That was the
Right.
deal.
Good to know.
I am not in his crew.
Duly noted. I will endeavor to arrange passage for you, if necessary.
I'm going to look at some other options, but
All right. Sadok, you've been quiet since you got here. Is this... Are you happy with this result?
I'd be happier if we knew more about the cult that we found. But not much to be done about it now.
Perhaps the other locations will bring more information to you.
Perhaps.
All right. Well, it's been lovely talking to you all, but you all have work to do, as do I. I believe you have a decision to make. So, I bid you adieu.
thank you for your time, Professor.
for information.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Good evening. He affixes a pair of glasses and gets back to scribing a scroll on his desk. You emerge from his office, head down the stairs, the winding spiral stairs of the building, and out onto the paved paths and grass of the university.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you want to do now, guys?
About what time of day is it?
4 p.m.-ish? Later afternoon.
We are curious of this area in the Warren.
I was going to go try and see if there's any of my old friends in the docks area.
All right. Sadok, Bauer, what do you guys want to get up to? Or do you just want to join in with the other peoples?
I'm assuming there's a church here.
Yes, there is indeed.
Okay. I'll probably go hit that up for a while and then rejoin the party for, I assume, some carousing later in the evening.
That's the
Ain't a
spirit.
party without a party.
All right. Well, so it kind of sounds like the group's splitting up for now, Bauer. So you have a damn city to explore for several hours if you wish it, or you can tag along with anybody else.
I'll just look for cool shit again.
All right. So you've probably been to Aventine before. You know that the primo place to find cool shit in Aventine is the Emporium, which is where all of the artificers show off their best stuff. All of the magic item makers show off their best stuff. All the newest automata are out. All of the best equipment of all sorts is displayed here in the city.
Sounds good.
That is the place to go for cool if you want to see cool shit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Dope. All right, so y'all are all splitting up to do your thing.
Looks like it.
Ready? Diggeroy. Give me a pirate name.
So Monterey.
Monterey.
Monterey
All right.
Jack.
I'm glad somebody said it. What does Monterey look like?
He is old, but trying to hide it. Wears a big, thick wig and a hat all the time. And has a full beard that's obviously dyed very dark black.
Alrighty. So you find Monterey chilling at his favorite dockside tavern. It's a bit of a dive, but it's near the warehouse that he normally works out of, so it's home. It's called the Dog ? And there is the owner is a half orc, but she does have a dog who scampers about the place. You go in and you see Monterey sitting at a table. He waves you over to join him. He's clearly had a couple.
He's gonna have a couple more by the time I'm done.
Hey, Groy! What's up? How you doing?
Haven't dragged me back under yet.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Hey! Another beer from a friend here. It's been a long time. The dog balances a tray upon his head and carries the beer over to you, Diggeroy.
Leave a few coins on the tray as it leaves.
The dog ruffs at you and trots away. How have you been, you old pirate? What have you been up to? Heard you were with Captain Gage.
I was on his ship. He's a good man. That's solid word.
That's the story of it. What are you doing with him? Up in that trade war? Privateering?
Involved in those things. I actually found a place on land that I want to go back to. Classic adventuring on an island. You know how it is.
Aye. Never took you to be one enthralled with land, though.
It's not what I'm standing on. It's what I'm going after.
Fucking fair. Find any good shit on this land, eh?
In a manner of speaking. More than I could carry away with my own two hands, though.
You need another ship? Help hauling it?
I want to get a better account before I start planning that. What I really need is a ship with a crew that knows how to keep their mouths shut.
Wow. I've always been given the right price, I'm always willing to keep my mouth shut.
Why do you think I came looking for you?
Ah, you old pirate. He downs his beer, slams it down. So what's the job?
First round, just me and a few allies. To an island. And back a number of days later. You don't have to stay around for the number of days. And I happen to know there's good pickings not too far away.
All right, all right. It sounds like there's another job, though.
Depends on how the first one goes. Could be one thing, could be another, could be nothing. I don't want to obligate nobody when I don't know what's going on.
Aye. That's what I like about you. Fucking pirate through and through. All about that damn freedom. Ain't that right?
It's a precious thing.
Too damn right it is. All right. You give me a day, 2 days. 2 days to get me sober, the rest of the boys sober. Then we'll get you where you're looking to go.
Monterey, you're a good man.
Ah! You were just having a moment. Don't insult me like that. He looks mock offended. And he calls over beers for the both of you.
Okay.
Raises one up. Got agreement. Take what you can. He raises his mug up.
No, damn it. I don't know.
Give nothing back.
Give nothing back.
Clangs your mugs together and fucking downs it.
Yep. Well, that went well, so I'm probably going to hang out here the rest of the night.
All right. Awesome.
And listening for rumors while I'm at it, but
rumors about what, if anything?
nothing in particular. Just what are people talking about?
All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's do Bauer. Bauer, you make your way down to the Emporium. It is just the best. Are you looking for any particular sort of cool thing? Because there's a lot of Emporium to cover.
particular.
All right. So, you go through. You pass by several shops that are just selling high quality but still mundane adventuring gear. Lots of good rope, good climbing gear, etc. You pass by some armor shops, still mundane. You pass by a few magical armor and weapon places as well. So they're selling, the standard enhanced magical weapons. There's one that has a set of plate armor that's resistant to fire. Another that has just a straight up enhanced magical longsword for use. You come across a fighting ring at one point as well, where a particular gnome is standing in the middle next to a fairly large automata, shouting, "Come one, come all! Come test yourselves against my brand new toy! I call him the Fistinator 5000, and he
Oh,
will
really?
destroy any challengers!"
God damn it, wrong character, not. Oh!
Yeah, I think I'll pass on the Fistinator 5000.
To sweeten the pot, if anybody steps into the ring with him and wins, I will pay him to the tune of 500 gold pieces.
Girl, you're worth more!
Are any of you mayflies willing to step into the ring with him? He's shouting into the crowd of people around him.
Come on, Barry, you really don't want to get fisted?
Not particularly.
It was just one of those things.
No, go with it. Just go with it. Just run with it. One of them will show up in the slash fix.
It totally makes sense as what something a gnome would name their robot, though.
Like, exactly. I just didn't think of fisting at the time.
They don't understand why all the girls in the brothels are just giggling. Like, yeah, you do you, honey. You do you.
Yeah, there are several others as well. None of them have quite as ridiculous a name as the Fistinator 5000. But they're all offering varying coin purses in exchange for fighting their robots. Automata.
Why are they not fighting the robots amongst themselves? I mean, that would make for a fantastic spectacle.
That'd be a great show. Yeah, I wonder why no one has done that.
The in-world answer is they tried that a while ago to show them all off, and they tended to get rather out of hand and destroy chunks of the Emporium, and so they're no longer allowed to do that.
Man, that Fistinator.
They are, however...
Fistinator just getting out of hand. Fisting everything. The Fistinator 4000 was just a hoot. Just an animal.
That's why they had to upgrade to the Fistinator 5000. Um, but yeah, for whatever reason, there's no law prohibiting them from challenging random strangers on the street to fight their robots, though.
So these things, they have these things that will tear up everything, but they're okay with people hopping into the ring with these things.
Yeah.
What am I missing here?
Gnomes, man. Gnomes.
I'll hang out for a little while to see if anybody's stupid enough, brave enough to get in the ring with them, but
Uh, no, nobody's dumb enough to get in the ring with the Fistinator 5000. Everybody who hears the name is kind of all the people who look like they'd be tough enough to actually fight it kind of cringe and look away as soon as they hear the name of it.
Just suddenly the Excalibur face.
Yeah. Actually, basically exactly that.
Nobody
yeah,
wants to get fisted these days. It's sad.
I just feel like most people don't want to get fisted by that.
Hey, no kink shaming.
I'm not really kink shaming. I'm more life kink. I feel like most people want to try to survive.
I choose life, yes.
But to go out that way.
I mean, hey, you do you.
You know it would have been Ox.
Who is this ox you speak?
No idea.
So after
Back to regularly
nobody shows
scheduled
up-
fisting.
So after nobody shows up to get fisted in the ring, I'll wander off to do some carousing.
All right. You do find, well, amongst other things, you find a purveyor of, well, you find several interesting little shops. One of them is a purveyor of, as he says, random items. Well. You know what? Someday you guys are gonna fight one of those fucking things.
Just because of this.
I'm gonna declare it now. You guys are gonna fight one of those fucking things someday.
The Fistinator 7000 or something.
I promise you, because this isn't that kind of D&D game, it will not do anything horribly kinky to you, however.
It will still be non-consensual fisting, and I don't know if I'm okay with that. Adventuring is not consent!
You do, back to the thing, you do find a place that basically sells random weak magic items that are made by students in the artificery at the university. So it's basically a shit ton of random magical items, weapons, armor. None of them are particularly strong. Well, some of them are kind of strong, but none of them are particularly amazing. But they can occasionally be great.
Define great.
Hmm. I'm looking through the current set of these that I have for you guys.
Like, do we have any +1 armor? Do we have any +1 weapons?
Oh no, none of them are like traditional +1 armor or weapons or anything. You do have a So currently for weapons, the closest thing you have to a +1 weapon is a Fairweather War Pick of Yearning, which is a +1 weapon if you have more than half your maximum hit points. And it doesn't require an interaction to draw or sheath the weapon.
Any kind of fancy plate mail?
Let's see.
So I wouldn't mind upgrading to full plate, assuming I can actually afford that.
No plate mail in today. 2 sets of chain, 1 of splint, 1 of ring, and 1 of leather.
Is there somewhere I can find full plate mail?
Sure. This is the Emporium. You can definitely find full plate mail around. So you go looking around. I'm just checking prices for mundane armor. Don't mind
Oh,
me.
never mind. I didn't realize that shit was so expensive.
Yeah. I thought it was only 12. Apparently it's 15. Yeah.
All right,
full
I'll come
plate-
back to that one later.
Full plate is real expensive. It's genuinely unfortunate how expensive it is.
And it's really not that much better than Splint.
I know. It's one of those realism things.
It's pretty good though.
It is. That's why I don't understand why it's so much more expensive than Splint.
Yeah.
I mean, the real world answer is actually pretty complicated, but it's also the real world plate mail is a lot easier to move around in Splint.
Well, but also in the real world, plate mail is a lot more protective than Splint.
That's true.
All right, then, 2 carousing.
Carousing? All right. You gonna try and meet up with Thigoroy, or
Sure.
are you each gonna carouse on your own?
I mean, did we have a plan to meet back up before we broke up for the night?
Didn't really sound like you did, no.
Sadak would meet back up with you. I mean, went to the church to pray, but it's not like I need to pray the entire time. The gods appreciate a good night going out and getting trashed.
You just preemptively get through your confession. Forgive me, Father, I am going to do this and this and this tonight.
Basically. Yeah. All right. But yeah, so you do find, so there is that magic shop. It has an abundance of random trinkets and weapons and armor. If you guys ever want to check it out, they're relatively cheap too. Yeah. All right. Sadok, you are praying at the church. The man who let you into the church turns to you, gives a slight bow after you're finished praying, and We are thankful for your presence here, Brother Sadok. It has been too long since a pilgrim such as yourself has come to Aventine.
Yeah, I mean, I'll nod and I guess make some small talk with him. Unless he's got something specific to say.
No, he does not. He doesn't expect you to stick around any longer. You
Okay.
may go. You have many important works and important places yet to go to. Go with duty in your heart.
Okay. I'll also leave a few gold as an offering.
Much appreciated. He bows you out.
Sorry, what?
Oh, we went quickly to Sadok at his church. Or,
Doing
well,
my pre-carousing confessional.
yes, your pre-carousing confessional. Technically, it's not really a church. It's a building that the local Blessed Hand lives in. Because Aventine doesn't really allow churches. But serves the same purpose.
Close enough.
Yeah. All right. Christona, so you're headed into the Warren.
Yep.
So, the Warren is, well, you spot most of the rest of the city has no guard barracks in it. The Warren has two that you can spot sticking out over the mass of huddled houses within it. In addition to the standard harbor guard towers. You proceed into this mass of people. Humans, dwarves, half-orcs, a couple of tieflings, some other exotic races here and there. There are no gnomes in the Warren, however. Roll me a quick investigation check to find your way to. Actually, survival's probably a better fit for this. Roll me a survival check to follow his directions and find your way to the.
Boom!
All right. You find your way to the local druid circle. So you find your way into an alleyway. As the professor said, it is full of trash. It is filthy, but the graffiti here, instead of the crude drawings and writings of the rest of the Warren, is instead images of people and animals and nature.
Is this where you find Druid Banksy?
No. Well, not right here. There's more than one druid circle in the city. This one is slightly more kind. There is an old man lying in and amongst the garbage. White beard, balding head, muttering to himself as he tosses and turns in his sleep. And as you examine him, the walls, the alley, a wood elf rounds the corner into the alley, hooded, and sees you standing there looking, fungus hat and all. Gives a suspicious look and says, "Who are you?"
Just turn away from the images. Curiously look at the elf. And say in Druidic, we are those of the Christona of the Opal Enclave. We seek audience.
Her eyebrows raise. She lowers her hood. Oh. She replies to you in Druidic. I didn't realize there would be someone coming.
We had only just heard of you. We apologize.
Our circle leader is currently meeting with another circle today. But if you could come back to, there is an inn around the corner. It's called the Hanging Noose. If you could come back there tomorrow around early afternoon, then we will grant you audience there. Is that acceptable?
We understand. We can go there then. Thank you.
All right.
Like, it's just kind of like, is it just all like cobbles, or is there actually like dirt and?
It's cobbles. Aventine everywhere is cobbles or stone of some kind. Here they are noticeably wobbly though, and there are a few cobbles missing here and there.
Just head back towards where she at least thought some people might be going. She can just go asking around at all the taverns for one of three names.
Spirit. You eventually all find each other at the Dog, where Diggeroy is meeting with Monterey. Would you like to carouse?
But of course.
But of course. All right. Those who would like to carouse, please roll me a D100. Alrighty. Oh, we have a full party of carousers. It has been a while. All right. So, for the sake of convenience, we're going to say that you all take rooms at the Dog before you go out. Monterey cheerfully covers your rooms for you and waves away any of your protests. But he does, however, take you on a fucking night of drinking. You hop from bar to bar, through the dives in the docks, up through the student bars in the foundries, all the way over into ending in a very nice bar up in Gnomes Bridge. You black out somewhere. You each black out somewhere along the way. We're going to start with Sadok because you rolled first. So, Sadok, you wake up in your bed in the dog. From the corner of your room, you hear the sound of awful crying. Like crying. And see a pile of straw, upon which rests a human baby.
Huh. Well, yeah, pick the baby up, try to comfort it, get it to stop crying, and head downstairs to see if anybody knows where the hell it came from.
Did anybody lose a baby?
Roll a wisdom check real quick. Oh wow, okay. You actually do succeed, kind of, in comforting the baby. It is reduced to quietly wailing as you carry it down the stairs. The bartender looks at you. What the fuck did you do? How did you get a baby?
Don't
Fistinator 5000.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that must have been what that wailing was last night when you guys came in. Or when you came in. Oh no.
So, no idea whose it is then.
No. I guess drop it at City Hall and hope somebody knows what to do with it.
All right.
I don't know what to tell you. Give it to the watch. You might be interested to know why you have a fucking baby that isn't yours, though.
Well, they would not be alone in that.
All right. So I assume you don't want to openly drop the baby anywhere.
I mean, if at all possible, I would retrace our steps from the previous night, see if we can figure out where the baby came from. Failing that, probably take it to the church.
That's fair. Roll me a couple of investigation checks, and while we're pondering that oh damn. While we're pondering that, let's do Bowers. So Bauer,
Yes.
I'm sad to say you do not wake up in your own bed. You wake up on a floor in a seedy club. And there are still some posters around the club saying it was amateur night last night. Your clothes and armor and sword are in a pile over in the corner. You don't know where this G-string that you're wearing came from, but you apparently did pretty well. You have an extra 25 gold stuffed into it.
Damn it, why do I keep doing this?
Oh.
I will go do my walk of shame over, or I will go do my walk over to my stuff and get it and go back to the dog.
Sounds good. You have to remember that there's a question mark on the dog. It's the dog?
My bad. The dog?
There we go. All right. Sadok, you do manage to retrace your steps to a point. You're reasonably sure that it's one of a couple of houses in the Oilheart Foundries that you took this baby from. It's near one of the student bars over there. But it's one of these three houses, and you're not sure which one it is.
I'm gonna go with the one on the left.
Excuse me, are you missing a baby?
How do you do this conversation? Knock on the door.
Yes. Hi. I seem to have found a baby. And was wondering if you might know where it came from.
The gnome whose door you just opened bends over and looks inquisitively at the baby. Well, I don't know quite where this baby came from, but I do say that it looks quite a bit like those fellas next door to me. Oh, yes, the Habersburgers, I believe their name was. They're very lovely people. They do so carry on, though. It's no surprise to me that they lost their baby. Oh, they just lost another one last year, but in the sad way, you understand?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Thank you. If you'll excuse me, I think it would be best to get him back to his family now, and just walk away.
Goodbye, little mayfly. And they turn around,
Yep.
close the door.
Knock on door number 2.
Ding dong, ditch that shit, run!
This isn't the first time I dropped a baby, okay?
A woman opens the door. Who are you? And is that my son?
It would appear to be so. Yes, I was.
Why do you have my? How? What?
I
Where did
found
he
him
go?
alone this morning and have been trying to reunite him with his family since then.
Oh. Well, that's so kind of you. Oh, thank you so much. Here, I'll take him. He wasn't too much of a handful, was he?
Not too much. He was a little bit upset, but it's perfectly understandable.
Oh, thank you so much, Mister. I'm sorry, I don't even know your name.
Oh, that's quite all right. No thanks necessary.
No. You need to come. You must come in. We'll feed you a little bit. You look positively famished. You must have been running all over the city trying to find us.
I absolutely couldn't. I insist. If you really feel like you must reward someone, please just donate your money to the church.
Okay. I certainly. You wear a hand insignia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She catches sight of that. She understands a lot more suddenly. Of course. Of course. Thank you again so much.
Beat a hasty retreat back to the dog.
Don't forget the question mark.
The dog?
There we go. All right. So who we got next? Ooh, yes. All right, Diggeroy. You also do not wake up in your bed. You wake up in the. Do you have any relatives, Diggeroy?
Not that I've talked to in decades.
Cool. You wake up in the communal lodge of one of the local esoteric orders. The room is full of burned out candles. There is a pen in your hand and a note, but the handwriting isn't yours. It is a letter to you from your long dead grandmother, talking about how poorly you are doing carrying on the family legacy. It talks about how disappointed she is that you became a pirate, and how she wishes that you could have been a fine baker, like her uncle-in-law, Stephanos.
Were they also from the Bakery Island?
They could have been.
I crumple up the note.
You happen to know that you never had an uncle, that she did not have an uncle-in-law, Stephanos. So you're not quite sure where this came from. But it exists.
Well, whatever. Crazy bank ain't got no hold on me.
Sounds about right. You make your way back to the dog.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
All right. Kristona, you wake up. You also... Wow, apparently Bauer is the only one to wake... Well, no. Sadok is the only one to wake up in their bed. You wake up in the back room of one of the art galleries. Up front, you hear two people discussing the pairs of circles now covering all of the paintings. One of them is using terms like brilliant and revolutionary, while the other is using terms like filthy and ugly. Your buttocks feel uncomfortably sticky.
And they've never been in an art gallery, so they have no idea what this is. Just super fucking confused. Like, what all is in this back room?
A bunch of covered, paintings and stuff. Probably a few boxes of, paints and such. I don't know, I've never been in the back room of an art gallery. But that's where you are.
Is there a back
It's
door?
It's really like being in the crowded attic of an art collector. There's just paintings stacked up everywhere.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Huh. Is there a back door exit here?
There is, yes.
Yeah, I'll try to open the exit door and get outside. Just very confused.
The back door is locked.
Wild shape to something small that can get under the door.
Sure. You wild shape into some form of insect or spider or some such. Crawl under the door and are back out amongst the city. You have all your clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Though just finding some alley or something like that, just randomly not giving a shit, taking off clothes, does create water just to get a really quick shower all the way down and get rid of whatever the heck that was.
Alright.
Then just head back dripping.
Good times. So you all arrive back at the dog. Bauer seedy and with some extra gold. Kristona wet. Sadok uncomfortable. And Digoroy.
We do not understand this carouse. We may not do it again. Our head hurts.
So you did it right.
Yeah, by all accounts, you had a very fun evening.
Just dripping water onto the floorboards.
Yep. I feel like this is a good spot for us to end for the evening. just browsing pre you guys heading out for another day. So, yay.
And all those are now called the Two Druid Moon.
Alright. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so that was the end of the Visharad, and you are now in Aventine. Okay, now that you're finally out of the Visharad, I can tell you this. Like, the session after you guys met up with Roy and his party, I planted all that loot and stuff in the rooms right next to you guys. So I figured, hey, there's no fucking way you'll go all the way around the outside of the dungeon and go into the other side of the dungeon. And of course, that's exactly what you fucking did. I paused, like, I shut off my mic for a little bit. And
Stop having preconceived notions of our bullshit.
I was mostly just like, I turned off my mic for a sec, and I went and I shouted at my roommate, "They're running away from the loot!"
What is this loot you speak of?
I was very proud of it. I thought it was cool. And then you started running away from it.
The loot will still be there once we've done murdering.
Yeah. that was fun though. Anyhow, Visharad's done. You guys are now in Aventine. You are free to wander it, enjoy it, fuck it up.
Have a meeting.
Yeah, there's plenty of work and stuff for you guys to get into here if you're interested, or you can just proceed onto the cult. Yeah, Aventine's quite a city. I like it. Yeah. Okay. So. So yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns from you guys? Did you guys have fun?
Did.
That was so
Yes.
fun.
It's all good.
Alright.
Who's got the nomination this time? So we know.
Oh, I think it's my turn.
Yep.
Let's go with Diggeroy for taking care of business.
Taking care of business every day.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
Great job, guys.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns? Feel free to let me know, especially about the map. This is the first map I've actually made for you guys, so hit me up. Let me know if it's good, bad.
It's awesome.
Yeah. All right. I will see you all next week then.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Later, guys.
There you go.
Good night, all.